Now I will request the speakers on board, please.
but easier होगा ना बात करना.
कार्यकर्ता
Okay, we'll wait for some time. Okay, done.
Keep talking about food, everybody will enjoy.
Yeah, so we have beheaded the king and South Asian food. I don't know why they said South Asian food. Mostly they were talking to two families, Korea cousin, and this lady from Rohini Rana. This one, Nepal. But she's basically from UP, married to the government. But that was full house. Because it was food being displayed. We were in the other house. We can start. That is what.
Thank you so much. And this session, I think, will be my favorite because being an Oria and coming back to my state for this reason, and that too to talk about Odisha, the best kept secret of India. Wow, can't get better. And I have these experts with me on this panel who know the best. So let's undiscover and discover Odisha, which has arrived on the national scene. If I may say so, Jituji, do you agree? Odisha has arrived on the national scene and on the
I think
international
so.
scale.
Yes. Yeah, a lot of people are talking about, especially Puri and Konark. These days, people, earlier it was just Bengalis who were coming. Now I think all over India, people have started coming and appreciating.
So, what has brought about that change? Was it gradual? Was it sudden? And when did you see that change?
I think after COVID, there has been a lot of football now.
Mhm.
Uh, maybe there is a deeper realization about the unknown aspects of India, the destinations which were not much known. So people have started exploring them. Not only Odisha, even Chhattisgarh or Northeast India.
Hmm.
So a lot of things are happening. I mean, lot of because people also like those who the favorite destinations, like the traditional destinations. I would say Kerala or Goa. They are still there, but now people are looking for more options.
Hmm.
And from India itself, not from outside. Of course, we have to get more foreign tourists as well. That's I think still we have not. But within India, a lot of people have started traveling to Odisha these days. And thanks to the
Which is a
hotel
good thing for us.
yeah,
Yeah.
thanks to the hotel industry, I think it
Yeah.
should extend to the beyond the Golden Triangle. That's what I would say.
Hmm.
Not just confined to Puri, Konark, and Bhubaneswar, because Odisha has so much of diversity.
Right.
I think the Koraput, for example. Now, of course, film shootings are happening. Telugu film shootings. Priyanka Chopra had come, and a lot of buzz was created. I think there are other destinations like Nuapada.
Right.
People don't know about Nuapada. It's such a wonderful place. Deogarh. I mean, these are the districts which have to be brought into limelight. Lot of things should happen there.
Right, and rightly said. So, like, it's being talked about, and Orias are now on the national stage, also internationally. They have always been doing well. Now, people appreciate and they talk about it. Oh, you're from Odisha. Like, I get to hear so many times, like, oh, Odisha, the lovely state, which wasn't there earlier. I've been in TV news for last 30 years, but for last 4 5 years it's like, oh, Odisha, I love that state. So that's
Yeah.
the kind of reaction I always get in Delhi. Debuji, Marathas, Mughals, British, everybody wanted to own this state. But this state never succumbed. And it kept its secrets, its mystic alive, and was happy and content on its own. So, you think, let's understand your point of view. What has made Odisha so unique from other states?
Thank you. Now, this is an interesting question. What has made Odisha so exclusive or so interesting? I was, Mr. Das is sitting here. He was in a panel yesterday with Mr. Brijesh Singh. And for others who haven't heard that, Brijesh Singh is a gentleman who is, I'll digress for a
Right, right.
couple of minutes.
Absolutely.
Brijesh Singh is a gentleman who is an Indian Police Service IPS officer, settled in, he is Maharashtra cadre, and visited Bhubaneswar for the first time yesterday. Came to Odisha first time for KLF yesterday. But Brijesh Singh is one gentleman who has written a super popular book called Cloud Chariot, which is completely based on Odisha and Kharavela. So that is the kind of mileage the state is getting today. And he's, in his words, I being an Odia, I would definitely say my state is the best state. But he is an outsider visiting the state first time. He has done a research for 15 years to prepare his book. And he says that Odisha is actually the, you know, what do you call this? Unexplored, best kept secret. Because he says the whole world, this book is on Kharabela, I mentioned. And he said the whole country doesn't know, the history doesn't know much about Kharabela. Similarly, we come back to Odisha of today. Very few, we have been fighting for it, the Rasgulla thing. Very few knew till recently that Rasgulla was from Odisha. Because people from other parts have been able to communicate and present their case, which we haven't done. You mentioned about Kerala. Now, Kerala was nothing. Nobody knew about Kerala probably 20 years back. Then they started talking. They made it God's own country. And in 20 years, 25 years, the whole thing changed. So that is the kind of communication we have just started. So hopefully, in next 2 decades, Odisha will be the destination.
But
Thank
Debuji,
you.
I have another question, a supplementary question to this. Are Odias self-content, happy with themselves? That's why they never demanded anything from New Delhi. So we were left undiscovered.
No, not really. We had a very strong neighbor in West Bengal, which took almost all the prominence. And allow me to say that I know I'm talking on camera, but allow me to say this that whenever we used to, in my young days, when we used to go out and say that we are from Odisha or from Bhubaneswar, then they used to say where it is. Oh, it is Bengal. And the kind of language that we talk, Bengali and Odia languages are very close. So people perceive us as part of Bengal.
Right. And but now they no more talk about just Bengal. They talk about Odias and
I
Odisha.
told you in 2 decades,
Yes.
Odisha will be the destination. I'll take another minute and talk again.
Ji.
See, in 2023, there was this international agency which was developing a brand, a logo for a brand, which is Odisha Best. And they covered around 65 people who are connected to Odisha. Now, each one of them said the only thing that we can think of Odisha is Konark Temple, which is unfortunate. That is why Odisha is best kept secret. We have so much to explore, so much to see beyond like Jitu Babu said that beyond the Golden Triangle. Yes, we are much beyond the Golden Triangle.
Right.
Thank you.
Debuji, you and Manoji own or are associated with a brand which is synonymous to Odisha, Dalma and Mayfair. So you all have made that difference for the tourists to come here and be part of this beautiful, beautiful state. How that did you bring about that change as a company or as a service sector pioneer in Odisha?
Thank you. Before responding to your question, I will take 2-3 minutes time.
Absolutely.
Uh, Today, I think this theme of this session is Odisha, India's best kept secret. Today morning, I tried to get some data. That's why I was thinking about this session's uh, tagline. India's best kept secret. I will divide into two parts. India's best kept, and secret is the another word. My question is here, Odisha tourism, the uh, offerings, no doubt it's best in the country. No doubt it's best in the country. Whatever tourism product, destinations, culture, heritage, beaches, beauty, everything and people, travel, everything we are talking about the best kept. That is definitely best in India. But why you are labeled as a secret? Why you are thinking it's secret? What is meaning of secret? That means it is unspoiled, unexplored. So why it is unspoiled and unexplored till date? And why are level it is a India's best kept secret? We need to introspect it. After having so much of resources, so far as tourism is concerned, God gifted things are there. 480-kilometer coastline is there. Your beautiful forest is there. Your wildlife sanctuaries are there. Your 62 kind of tribals are here. The dance forms, the architecture, the 10th century, 11th century, 12th century temples are there to showcase. So many worldwide famous festivals are going on here. The cuisine is one of the best preferred cuisine. But still, why you level it is a secret? What is that? Why you are not able to explore it? I will give a small example. Of course, Odisha is having everything, a full platter of tourism product offerings, which is best in the country. Nobody will doubt it, and nobody can question it if somebody is experienced it. Mr. Anand Mahendra, he just tweet tagging to tourism department. A Kanha Kund, one place is there. I think 32 kilometer from Jharsuguda. Jharsuguda. He level it is like a Grand Canyon of Odisha. He posts certain picture, and the pictures are, if somebody will see from Odisha, they will not believe that that is there in Odisha. But just because of one posting in social media by somebody, it creates so much noise in the social media. Everybody talk about that place. But what we are doing about our own destination, own places, own things. This is just 32 kilometers from Jharsuguda. Frankly speaking, I didn't know about that place also. After getting this news, I tried to find out where it is.
No, I had seen this place in the social media again. Thanks to social media, we are seeing all this. And I'd seen it before, but I was really not very convinced that this is actually Odisha or this is a fake.
Sir, I am trying to give a perspective to this issue. Although we are having the resources or things, but we are not feel like that. We are not.
Buzz is not being
Buzz is
created.
not
You,
being
that's what I'm
created by ourselves, sir. We are not creating that. That's why you level it as a secret. Now we are trying to market it as a secret. You come and explore it. But what you do for that? You know. So this one social media posting creates so much of noise in the social media. My point is, then in that case, although we are claiming we are the best of the tourism offerings to the rest of the world, the why you are not make it popular? Why are not everybody is exploring us? Then we are just doing something very normal. Maybe by nature we are doing like this. Otherwise, this country, this piece of state is having so much of history. The Kalinga War started here, the Osoka, what not? Everything is here. But where is that buzz that जो दिखता है वो बिकता है? वो कहाँ है वो? Why you label it as a secret? Why are not trying to do something to unveil this secret to the rest of the world, to market it, or to sell it to the rest of the world so that
That's
footfall
what my
to the
question
state
to
is coming?
Debuji was: are we self-content or
I will
what?
share another piece of information. Then I just googled in the internet. I find the tourist footfall to the state. For domestic tourist arrival, Odisha position is 9th. In foreign tourist arrival, it's nowhere. And I will like to do little bit of analysis of it also. Suppose in Odisha domestic tourism, most of them must be for corporate job or for the festival like Konark festival or Ratha Yatra festival like this. Not for exploring those destinations are there, we are having those things. Really though, those experience, that top-notch experience you are advocating for Odisha, that experience, they are not coming here for that. They are not coming here for the tribal tourism or something like that, or exploring our the beautiful beaches, something like for some specific business purpose or some festival they are coming here. So far as foreign arrival is concerned, tourist arrival is concerned, that may be because of few industries are coming here or operating here. Maybe because of that, or because of few conclave that we are hosting in a year. Maybe because of that. But I didn't find that kind of footprint that we are getting in Odisha, although we are claiming the best kept secret is here. So I think this is the right time. This is the time. I think Honorable Prime Minister also told about it, to talk about it. If you understand India, then experience Odisha. He also spoke about it. But that is up to us, the ODIAs, the government, the top-notch stakeholder that those are running this industry to introspect. What are those surrounding factors that we should work upon to bring these offerings or products to the world level so that we will bring more footfall to the state and it will be more popular and should not be no more secret for anybody. That will improve our economy, the livelihood of our people, the employment opportunity for the state, and the industry will definitely grow, and definitely this is the vibrant industry in the country. Every state and government of India also look forward for this sector, because this is one of the sector who give more employment to the people. And it is like, everybody would like to have a food or have a good shelter. This is our day-to-day life requirement. And post-COVID particularly, all age peoples, they look forward for better experience. So we have to introspect what are the surrounding factors that we need to work upon, be it as a stakeholder, we as a private player, or the government, to popularize the resources, the offerings, that to bring more footfall. Now coming to your question, definitely, I will take pride of this. Sir is here in Mayfair, is working definitely for this industry. We have 8 hotels now. 2 hotels are coming in Odisha. Beside that, we have now in 20 hotels in operation. We are operating in 8 states. Very soon we are coming in Andhra Pradesh also. So far as Odisha tourism concerned, we are uh, privileged to host the big conferences happening in the Odisha. Recently, we host Pravasi Bharatiya Divas and Make in Odisha, all this conference. And we are trying our best to come up with the best of the property. Our chairman is is very passionate to create the iconic properties wherever we come up with a small, big, any property. So definitely we are a big differentiator with the top brand of the country. So that way we are trying to take the image of the Odisha tourism to the different level and contribute to the tourism industry.
Like
Thank you very
must
much.
tell, Mayfair and Dalma are the two chains which are synonymous to Odisha. But taking it forward to what Manojji said, Jituji, creating a buzz. I also want to know, have the historians of the country been fair to Odisha? Because right now, our children's textbooks, twice Odisha comes in the textbooks. Because my son is in class 8, so I know what he's studying in medieval and ancient India. So when they talk about Bhakti movement, then they talk about Jagannath Mandir, and and also Ashoka for Kalinga War. These are the two big mentions of Odisha, but Odisha is beyond these two big. I know they are iconic for Odisha's history, but they are. It's much more than this, and it has been like an unfair deal for Odia history. What do you think?
Thank you, ma'am. You are right when it comes to the textbooks in school, no? So we have only
Two
Jagannath,
big mentions.
Jagannath, yeah, and then Ashoka's transformation Kalinga. But how many of us know about Kharavela? Maybe in Odisha we know about Kharavela, but Kharavela once had an empire which was extended up to Mumbai, Nalasopara in west and Mathura in north. So it was such a large kingdom, maybe for 13 years of his life, but it was such a large kingdom. And he had Greek connections. Today, when we talk about globalizations, 2000 years back, Odisha had a strong global connection with Greece. So if you visit the Khandagiri Udayagiri caves, you find how the Greek culture is depicted in the walls of Khandagiri Udayagiri cave 2000 years back. So unfortunately, we have not been able to market that. Now, again, coming to Buddhism, Odisha was another hub of Buddhism, a major hub of Buddhism, because who were coming from Southeast Asia or Sri Lanka, they would pass through Odisha to North India, I mean Patliputra or Nalanda or wherever, because this was the gateway. All the ports were in the coast of on the coast of Odisha. And Ratnagiri, Lalitgiri, Udayagiri were not just monastic institutions. They were also centers of powerhouse of knowledge. It could be astronomy, it could be logic, philosophy, science. And when we talk about Odisha Southeast Asia relationship, it is not just the commodities but also the knowledge. How Indian knowledge systems were spread to Southeast Asia. Unfortunately, we don't talk about this. So, if you ask anyone, Lalit Ratnagiri Udayagiri, nobody knows outside Odisha. And those are historian, archaeologists, they might know. But if you ask the general people, they would talk about Ajanta, they would talk about Sanchi, they would talk about Nalanda, but they would not know about these sites. Khandagiri Udayagiri again. 500 years before Ajanta, they were excavated. So, Mahabalipuram, for in South India, Tamil Nadu, they were the first rock cut temples, monolithic temples, what we say. But 500 years before, or 600 years before Mahabalipuram, we had already got rock cut elephant at Dholi and Khandagiri Udayagiri caves. So when Asoka conquered Kalinga, it was not just, he had to conquer Kalinga because it was the gateway, but it was also a center of civilization, a major center of civilization, where there were resources, there were knowledge, there were a lot of things. And that is how he made it point. He made a point that without Kalinga, it would not be possible for his larger vision of conquering southern part of India. So we have to bring those. Again, when we talk about Hampi, the king of Hampi had married to the princess of Kalinga. And if you go to the Virupaksha temple, Virupaksha Bithar temple, for example, where you have the stone chariot, it was influenced by Konark Sun temple, 13th century, because his wife, she had a point that, if you are marrying me, you should have a replica of Konark, but that could not be possible. So she had that. These are legends, myths, and also we have on different versions. But these things have to be spread more and more. And what was Odisha's contributions? Gajapati kings they were definitely there. I mean, they were as important as any other, it could be Maratha Empire or it could be any other empires in India. So Gajapati Empire was equally.
They resisted Marathas to
Yes,
conquer
yes,
this
yes.
Kalinga. Yes.
So these things we need to talk. I think integrate somehow in the form of stories, not just academic discourse. I think
Right.
has to be told in the form of stories, and more such kind of venues should be arranged where we have such kind of open discussions, inviting storytellers,
Right.
inviting historians, storytellers, and also travelers. So then I think we'll be able to create more buzz, and also hoteliers.
Yes.
so then only we'll be able to create more buzz.
Create more buzz
So,
and get more people to
yeah.
discover this
And
place.
when
Yeah.
Sir was saying, last, I was also listening, say Odisha is no more actually a secret. That everybody agrees, because there are a lot of things which are already there. I mean, people know about it. So just few days back, Dolo Purnima, so we had taken some of our interns from KIT University to a village near Konark, 10-15 kilometers from Konark, where there was this Naga dance. Naga is a heroic dance. Even I would say it is more vibrant than the Theam dance of Kerala. Martial dance. And there were rituals, and then all these students, though they are studying at KIT University, but they had no idea. But I would say it was so colorful, and foreigners would love to experience such kind of events. But at the same time, if you consider Puri, there would be at least 20,000 tourists, Indian tourists maybe, and few foreign tourists. But how many of them are told about this kind of events? So they just come to Puri and have darshan at Jagannath temple and go back, or maybe Konark Sun temple. But surrounding Puri, just 30-40 kilometers, or Bhubaneswar, you have so many interesting things that are happening around the year.
Right. And
And-
which needs to be discovered, and that is not a secret, it's an open secret, if I can say so. Debuji, my next question, which I'm carrying it forward from him, is are we limiting Odisha to just religious tourism? That's why, like he said, no footfalls for international tourists. So, what do you think will push that and open the envelope? So, because beyond religious tourism, there's much more to this state.
You have a broad question, and if I go on talking on this, probably the whole session will be over. But yes, we are. He mentioned about the domestic tourist inflow into Odisha. Domestic tourist inflow into Odisha has increased, and it has increased everywhere in the country because of the COVID. Dekho apna desh was the slogan from the government, and that's why people started traveling into within the country. But my question is, how much of these tourists that are coming into Odisha are coming for tourism beyond the religious tourism that we are talking about of Puri? Puri, whether we admit or not, religious tourism is the only tourism that we are getting. there is a continuous flow of people coming into Odisha because of Jagannath temple. Otherwise, we still have a minuscule of people coming into other parts of the state. You can talk of people coming to Bhubaneswar, you can talk of people seeing Khandagiri, Udagiri, Dholgiri, or for that matter, Konar. All these people are coming, these are byproducts, sir. Jagannath temple is the ultimate objective. So, I do not agree with people who say that it is no more a secret. It is a secret. And sir has mentioned about this movie being, the South Indian movie being shot. Now, Devamali, how many in this room have seen Devamali? Tell me. Maybe 4, 5, 6. That's it. So, this is the kind of exposure we ourselves have. If you have time, ma'am, I'll tell you another
Sure, we have.
interesting thing.
Yes.
That we are dependent on Google for everything. And you Google the oldest city in the country, it will be Varanasi. Because there has been a continuous habitation in Varanasi all these 2500 years. Can I tell you, can I have the audacity to tell you that even Bhubaneswar has continuous habitation for 2500 years? How many of you know this? This is a secret. We have, he is an historian, he would agree with me, we have our Sisupala Gowda. Sisupala Gowda is the oldest fortification that has been excavated in India, and it dates back to 500, 600 BC. Much before this gentleman Ashoka came. This was our capital. And we have been living here. You mentioned about Tosali during Kalinga War, or you mentioned the Kalinga Nagaram in Kharavela's time, and then you see the temples. Temples are the proof that there has been a habitation all this while. So these are the secrets that we need to explore. But coming to whether, how do we do that? We have to go beyond these rooms. Sorry, if we sit in this room and talk that our state is the best, nobody is going to accept that. These kind of forums have to be organized in beyond the boundaries of Odisha. We should go out of the state and talk about Odisha. We have so many attractions. All the states claim that. So we have to score in an open playing field. Go to Delhi, talk about your state. Go to Bombay, talk about your state. Then only people will know. Thank you.
We need to talk and we need to keep talking about it, and that's the way forward. Talking about international tourism circuit, Manojji, as pioneers of your industry, how are you pushing it at national level, at international level to get more footfalls? Are there any initiatives by your group to change that?
Frankly speaking, Mayfair as a group cannot do anything about this because the international platform, beside participating in some travel mart and all these things, we can't do much on that. And because of the digital platform era, that we can create something in the digital platform. That beside that, if you are really look forward for the international tourists to the state or domestic more tourists to the state, beyond creating the buzz or marketing, we have to do something more. I will give a small example. Few days back, I was there in one of the prominent tourist destination of Odisha, that is we call Chilka Lake. If you go to the jetty, you see the environment over there. Matlab kachra like anything. When it's in a very shabby condition, very shabby condition. No foreigner will like to come there. Although we will like to create a buzz, you can come here, experience dolphin. You can come here, experience the birds coming over Siberian regions. All these things you may create a budge. But if somebody will come here, if he'll experience what is there, so second time he'll not create a market for you. He will not. The word of mouth will not be spread. Rather, it will spread negatively. So before doing that, we have to look at not beyond the this destination only, because today these visitors are very cautious. They are very much equipped with this funds. I mean, the money to spend. The surplus fund is there to spend for this kind of good experience. When you are talking about good experience, not about the destination only, what convenience you are providing there, what kind of comfort you are providing there, what is the cleanliness, what is the security, safety, what is the good feeling you are giving to across the age group. Like the old age people will have a different look, different requirement. The couple will have a different requirement. The Janjis, that's so called the Janji childrens, they will have a different expectations. Considering all of them, what kind of facility infrastructure you are trying to create each of the locations, that is very important. Otherwise, it will give a negative marketing. Although whatever you do, so the way the other states do in India, we have to look at all these things. So either by private participation by the government has to come up with the schemes for PPP mode, or the government itself has to promote all these things. By saying so, nobody will come there, because we will not put some tarka into it. Then it will look very plain and simple. If we'll go to Lalitgiri, all these things, you will explain the history only. Nobody will like to go there. You have to have some other things also to be experienced over there, besides the history and culture. So all these things has to be done. Individually, no company can do it. It has to have a very cautious steps has to be taken by the community as a whole, government, and everybody has to come up with a long-term planning for this. It cannot happen overnight also. So I think governments is now sensitizing all these things. They are taking few steps towards these things. Things are moving and upgrading day by day. Hopefully, by next few years, these things should be there, and we should again will able to give a complete package to the tourists to experience a wow factor in the destinations itself.
Right. Odia Ashmita was the much talked about slogan in the last elections also. Devuji, to anybody's heart, food is the way, and it binds us all. It makes everybody come together. And thank you so much for getting the Odia household recipes on everybody's thali from New Delhi to Bhubaneswar. Uh, Tell us what made you start Dalma?
This is a very frequently asked question, but before I get into what made me start Dalma, I would like to say a couple of things about Odia cuisine as such. We have, being an Odia, I would say we have the best cuisine. Today, you go anywhere in the world, let's not get into the confusion over or the fighting over rasgulla. Even chenapoda is something till today one of the best sweet dish that has gone out of the state and still not been copied by anyone because they can't do it. So that is the exclusivity of Odia cuisine. Dalma is an exclusive thing which nobody does, nobody can do it. So coming back to why I started was basically there was no Odia restaurant then available in this state, which was demeaning the Odia pride in myself. And when you see people coming in and asking, यहाँ का खाना क्या होता है? Everywhere you go, you try their local food. And we didn't have a place to take friends and feed them with the local cuisine. So you have to take them home. And so I thought that maybe we can have one outlet which would serve Odia cuisine in an organized manner. I'm not saying that there were not Odia restaurants earlier, but they were not very organized and they were not presentable types. So that is how the Dalma experiment came. It was an experiment, ma'am, all through. And we could provide the Odia food in a thali. And though there was initial hesitations, people said that what is that you are going to sell Odia food in Odia in a city like Bhubaneswar? Who is going to come? These are home food. But people did come, and people have come all this while. And today I am glad there are more than 30, 40 Odia restaurants in Bhubaneswar itself. Forget about the others. Other parts of the country, there would be probably 100 or more. So it was a good beginning.
Yes, and we are really
And very-
enjoying and relishing the food.
Absolutely. Very pleasant.
So for Pakhala Divas, it's not only ODIs who are tweeting about it. There are non-ODIs also who tweeted about it. They keep asking me, "आपका तो खाना सबसे अच्छा पखाल है, छेना पोड़ है," and they all want to try it, and they have tried. So we have made that mark. So you think food is also a big way to attract people to our state?
Yes, definitely. Because I think throughout history, any parts of the world, food has played a very important role bringing people together. Because when you sit in the dining table and start discussing in a more relaxed way, in a more casual way, I think a lot of ideas evolve and people share ideas, and then you lead to a better side of civilizations. So Odia food is somehow, I think, until now was not much known. It was underrated compared to our
Neighbors.
Bengali food. And I lived in Gujarat for a very long time. So wherever you go, anywhere in the world, people talk about, Fafda Jalebi, Khakra, Fafda Jalebi. Airport, like whoever comes to Ahmedabad, they would, while flying back, they would definitely carry uh, slacks of
Yes,
this
khakras,
khakra,
theplas.
teplas and all. But Odias, they go back to their own, wherever they are working outside the state, they never take anything. I don't think so.
I take a lot of chena pod.
Now things are changing. Of course, now things are changing. Now for, Randeep Brar and this
Vikas Khanna.
Vikas Khanna and all of them have started coming to Odisha in the last 2-3 years. And they have taken Odia food to the next level. So, yes, but there are still a lot of unknown foods in Odisha, which have to be brought to light. We have various kinds of leafy vegetables, various kinds of sweets, like not rasgulla or chanapoda, but we have like, rasabadi.
Yeah.
So various kind of sweets. And in other parts of Odisha as well, in southern part of Odisha, in northern part of Odisha, and western part of Odisha, they need to be promoted as well, from time to time. And so that we'll be giving, a very diverse range of Odia food. So, yeah,
That is one of the big attractions, and it should be promoted like that. We are reaching the end of this session, and I've been told to wind up quickly. Manoji, till now, for the rest of the country, matcha bhat was only for Bengal. Now we make it much better, and it tastes much better what we make than our neighbors. I can say that. I don't know about the others, but cuisines, recipes. Is it a big thing to attract the tourists who are coming to you, and how much effort does that go into from your end?
Okay. Definitely, cuisine is a bigger role to play to attract tourism. Like Sir told about, if somebody is coming to Odisha, they will look forward what kind of local cuisine they can have here. So definitely, recipe and cuisines are not being promoted properly, not been structured properly. The recipes are still there in a very non-formal way. It's not practiced very well by the restaurants of the hotel industry. We have a brand called Kanika, like Sir has a Dalma. We have a brand called Kanika. So that is authentic Odia cuisine restaurant. So in our big hotels, we are having this one exclusive restaurant for that. So, uh, one restaurant for that. In Odisha, each district is having different food habits. Each district is having a different kind of dessert or sweet or food habit because of their legacy.
Right.
We try to capture all of them, and we try to pick up the best of the cuisines that can be served in as a Odisha cuisine in to these tourists. So in our Kanika restaurant, we have various cyclical menu for main course, for snacks, and for the desserts, portraying the various type of foods that we try to uh, promote for various districts food. Like for when you are talk about sweet, like the coastal belt sweet patterns is different than western side and southern side also. So we try to bring all those things on the platter. So definitely this restaurant is doing very well. And when outsiders, other than from outside India, also people coming, we got very good feedback or comment about the Odia food also. So in this way, we are trying to promote Odia tourism and Odisha cuisine and for the tourists.
Now, on that yummy note, we need to close this session. But before going, we must uh, promise ourselves that all of us here on this stage and dais, and also each and every one of you who's from Orissa, who must talk about Orissa, keep talking about Orissa, create that buzz. All these young volunteers, you are the next generation taking the state forward. Keep talking about it. That's when the best kept secret will become the national secret.
I will add just one
Right.
line. We had this Pravasi Bharatiya Divas where, or Utkas Odisha, one of the events, where our chief minister spoke something and then he said about Odisha, said, यही समय है, सही समय है. So for Odisha tourism, यही समय है, सही समय है to talk about ourselves beyond the boundaries of Odisha. Thank you.
Let's thank you so much. Thank you.
Time for questions and interactions.
Saying 2 minutes. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I think Jagannath ji is in part of Char Dham. द्वादश ज्योतिर्लिंग में हम है नहीं. पुष्कर, प्रयाग और गया जो पिंडदान की जगह है वहां पे है नहीं, लेकिन जाजपुर has been mentioned many places. We have not utilized that to promote. In the Shaktipeeth list, 51 Shaktipeethas, Kamaksha, Dakshineshwar Kali, Vaishno Devi, all they have become popular. Though we have very popular Shaktipeeths, we have not put them at the pedestal of national imagination. And we have birds, crocodiles, and turtles, but we have few documentaries to attract the attention of researchers who can come. So there are researchers from different universities who are very, very keen to come, provided that we provide them not just the access to the destination, but we provide them good research that happens on ground here. So tourism as such is part of soft power. So my quick question is that, so it is not that, as he said, Mayfair cannot do can do on its own. So what is the government and industry and people can come together and create a culture of tourism?
I'll give you a short reply to this. Tourism, we always hear about PPP mode in different sectors. Tourism sector, the PPP is people, people, and people. Unless the people of the state appreciate the benefits of tourism, tourism will not succeed. So whatever you are saying about being received by the researchers coming and being received, it has to be another PPP mode. We have to orient our people like you go to Kerala, you know that each one of them know that this person, if he spends one more day, then he is contributing to my income, he is contributing to my state's income, he is contributing to the economy. So that realization has to percolate down to the grassroots level, to the common man in our state also.
Right. And we see that in Rajasthan and other tourist friendly states, right?
I will add one more point to him.
Ji.
His thought process. He is rightly said. A revolution has to come by the people, not by the government only. So government duty is to give the conceptualize it and give the infrastructure investments, and the people has to take it forward. The first most thing is that the people has to feel like yes, we are the best. Like we are talking about Devamali now, how many people visited that? So that feel proud, yes, that is the place everybody should visit. So we have to feel ourselves first good, then all the others will look at it. Number two, the big challenge is PPP mode, whatever you are talking about the government level and scheme, the implementation has to be timely, and the goal whatever we are setting for each of the concept, everything, it has to be designed and implemented in such a way the right result has to come. Other, if it is dilute in between, we are only talking about the concept and the things, that is not going to bring any change into it.
Right.
So that's why everything is interconnected, dependent. So if you holistically, if you pursue everything by the people, by the government, by everyone, then the best result will come.
Take initiative, that's the mantra.
Hi. Thank you for the very interesting session and a much needed conversation. I've been asked to make it very brief. I'll try to make it very brief, but I have two questions. I belong from Odisha, but my education and work has been outside. 2 years prior, I got posted to Odisha, and after getting posted to Odisha and interacting with the locals here, I was able to discover a lot of things that have been undocumented. So to that extent, India's best kept secret is the perfect tagline. But do you think we are doing a disservice by this tagline? Because years of complacency altogether may be one of the reasons why we are a secret. So shouldn't we have something more futuristic as our tagline? That is one question.
You want to take that?
And I have another question, quick one, because Dalma and... Okay, all right, okay.
Ma'am, I appreciate your question, and that is being talked by a lot of other people also. But one has to, in a marketing parlance, you need to know what are your strength or what is the niche that you are targeting. My strength is my secret. My state is my unexplored part of my state. So that is why I think personally, I am not the one who coined this tagline, or not. I'm the one who representing the tourism department. But yes, I personally find this is a very good tagline to create the right kind of excitement to explore a new destination.
You can interact later with them. They are around, and because the next session has to start. So thank you so much. Thank you. It was great having you over. Thank you.
Thank you, panel, for unveiling the secret of Odisha and presenting it to its best. And indeed, Odisha is beautiful. Your conversation have shared the best of Odisha's culture and heritage. I would request our KLF founder, Rashmi Sir, to come up on the stage and felicitate the speakers. Audience, can we have a big round of applause, please?
I am part of KLF. Let's say you are not having one. Thank you.